who's been everywhere from NPR to the Today Show, and she is a great essayist, author, and humorist, and activist. And here she is now, Kim Brittingham.
Well, I want to thank you for coming. I'm reading tonight a short essay called Fat is Sexier Than You Think. And it will probably be part of my forthcoming memoir, which is called Read My Hips, coming out late in 2010. And if you happen to like what you hear tonight and would like to read more of my stuff, you can do it at kimwrites.com. And if you don't trust yourself to remember that, just tap my shoulder before you leave, and I'll have them give you my card. So here we go. Oh my God! My mother slapped the steering wheel in percussive disbelief. Can you believe the nerve of that woman? Where does she get off wearing a skirt that short? At her size, she's got no business. We were driving along Byberry Road, past the old abandoned lunatic asylum. A fat woman was walking with relaxed purpose along the side of the road in a black miniskirt and t-shirt. Her arms and legs were thick and alabaster, her rear end ample and heart-shaped. It was summer, and I was fat too. I wore jeans and a boat-neck tunic with three-quarter length sleeves to hide my sausage-like upper arms and flabby elbows. I was keeping my fat to myself, sparing the public of my hideousness, just as the elephant man John Merrick wore a burlap sack over his head when walking the streets of London. It was a simple matter of courtesy. I was in my 20s then. I'm 39 now, and I still wear three-quarter length sleeves in summer. And I only bare my legs when I swim. The difference is, I don't think my body is ugly anymore. But you do. The fact is, I think my body is beautiful. Really, that's my honest-to-God opinion. To the touch, I'm scrumptious. The pinkish white swells of my hips, breast, and belly beg to be caressed, stroked, kneaded like so much pie dough. And if you've ever actually kneaded dough, or pressed your fingers into a lump of dense but pliable clay, and felt the sweet, aching satisfaction in your hands as you molded it, feeling it give beneath your palms, subtly varying the pressure from your fingertips as you slid them across the endlessly fascinating surface, then you know the pleasure of a body like mine beneath your touch. Aesthetically, I'm pear-shaped. The contrast between my waist and hips is dramatic and unmistakable. It's an exaggeration of femininity, like a promise of extreme fertility. And for an observer to be aroused by the sight of me should not be surprising, because my fat cast a floodlight on my pelvic area and is shamelessly suggestive not only of the babies to which I was designed to give passage, but of the sexual stimulation of which I'm capable. It is a pelvis that can ride with abandon and thump like a bass drum in arousal. The sway of my generous hips is like a neon yellow highlighter wiped over the word woman. My oversized hips are a bullhorn screaming, woman! I am a siren song to every other human being capable of seeping with desire for the female form. I am woman, lots of woman, abundant woman, ultimate woman. This is what breast implants are meant to do, you know. Cast a magnifying glass over the inherent womanliness of breasts and attract. Women get boob jobs to give themselves a certain edge. Frankly, I don't see why they nearly kill themselves trying to diet off their equally bulbous hips. Besides, my belly feels just like a nippleless breast. It's like one giant porn boob attached at the waist. A sexual bonus, if you will. Archaeological discoveries like the Venus of Willendorf have taught us that early peoples, untainted by contemporary definitions of the body ideal, really responded to the big-hipped, big-bellied woman. They idolized her, literally. And when I see myself naked, I see that body worthy of worship. Everything changed when I got my first digital camera. It was a gift, and it came with a tripod. Alone in my apartment one afternoon, I decided to look at myself, see myself as I actually was. I pulled the blinds and stripped down to my cheap polyester bra and teal cotton granny panties. I slipped on my black satin special occasion pumps, then erected the tripod at the end of the hallway that led from the front door. Pressing the camera button for a 10-second delay, I hustled to the opposite end of the hallway and stood, hands on hips, letting the camera's flash shower me in light. I returned to the camera and reached for it, tentatively. I looked in the viewer. Yep, I sure was fat. And at the same time, something about my body pleased me. The milky fullness, the inviting topography of its curves. So I set the timer again, this time to take my picture as I sashayed away from the camera, capturing me in movement. I was stunned by how sexy I looked. I'm talking drop-dead bombshell sexy. The kind of sexy that makes sailors in movie musicals spin 180 degrees on their heels and whistle with their white